Hello, Cert Masters. My name is Marceau. I'm a former Air Force Air Combat Controller veteran, and I've now become an IT professional. And if you've clicked on this video, you're probably interested in either a Network Plus certification for a career in network engineering, or you need it for your WGU degree, which requires this certification. So since I just passed it, I'm going to share with you my experience. I passed it with a score of 837 out of 900, so a very high score. I'm very happy with that. I was not expecting that high, but I really liked this one. Really enjoy networking a lot. It was very, very enjoyable to me. I know a lot of people don't like networking, but I really, really liked it. So let's start with where to book it. So if you want to book it, you have to go on the CompTIA.org website, obviously. And right now, at the time of this video, it will cost you upwards to $390. But I really strongly recommend every time you take an exam to take the retake assistance, even if you're not going to need it for your to be calm at the exam, to be more relaxed. That's going to help you a lot, because if you start stressing out at the exam, you might start hesitating and sweating and make things worse, and then end up failing it. So then you would have to pay the full amount again and spend some more time and everything. So but that's just my personal opinion. I always take it with the retake assurance. And if your company is paying for it as well, they'll pay the full price, including the retake assurance. Whereas if you fail it, they're not going to pay it back to you. So, yeah, in either case, I would always take the $439. They often have some discounts, so you might want to check for that as well. If you can get a coupon code or something like that. Now, the study material. Well, let's start with what a lot of you are probably going to go for is Professor Messer. He has a playlist, so all the links will be in the description and the video. He has a free playlist here, and that is great. I used it to review a few topics more in depth, like the ports and some other stuff. I want to mention that there are some things missing. Like there are some ports that CompTIA might ask you that are not listed in his course, but they're very random ports that nobody talks about. Honestly, I don't believe that any other study material mentioned those ports. So the ones I was asked at the exam. So you might fail one or two of them. That's possible. So I just want you to be aware of that. There's some extra ports. If you can, and I don't want to dive. I can't divulge them. I can reveal exam questions. So just know that if you want to review extra ports that are not listing in here, that's a good idea to do. You might just want to read them, and maybe you'll remember them for the exam. Anything that's interesting you think might be useful, they might ask you for those ports. They don't have an exhaustive list of ports to study, so just a quick tip like that. But otherwise, this playlist is very, very, very good. But I suggest, more importantly, buying his notes. So this is Professor Messer's website. He has the digital edition for $30. I don't think you need the audio course unless you want to listen to it in your car, but you can also listen to the videos. It's the exact same thing. So yeah, you can buy these bundles, but what I strongly recommend is the physical edition, because it's really well printed. So this is the book that you will receive, and it's very well printed, high quality, very good to review. And you gotta know most of this if you want to pass the exam. You really gotta know this. So I strongly recommend that. What I would also recommend more so is the total seminars here on Udemy. This one was excellent. excellent. It was my favorite one for this course. Especially the Joe Ram guy that's in here is really funny, and he's an Italian type of guy, and he makes the material very easy to understand. He dumbs it down, and that's very enjoyable that way. The other guy, the third guy on there, I think was added for the N10-009, and he just reads. He's very knowledgeable and everything, but he just reads stuff, and it's hard to understand when he explains it. Otherwise, the two others, Mike Myers and Joe Ram, I believe is his name, are really, really excellent. And the third guy also very good, but he reads the stuff that's harder to remember. However, you have to study that as well. So it's just easier to study that part from a book, I would say. And then I would strongly also recommend to watch Kevin Wallace as the review part. For me, he might be the best networking instructor, whether it be for Network Plus or for Cisco. So Kevin Wallace really, really great. I started also here Andrew Ramdale. That seems also very good, but I really like those two better. Jason Dion, I have it, but I didn't even go through it. And honestly, I know a lot of people might disagree, but I like Jason Dion's courses less than the total seminars in general. The total seminars and Kevin Wallace go more with examples and hands-on stuff than just reading a book, which I feel is more what Jason Dion does sometimes. He's a very good instructor as well, but personal preference, I just prefer those two here. But I want to mention, I did not watch Jason Dion for this one, so I don't really know. It might be a great course. It's probably a great course, but is it as good as these two? I'm not sure. These two were really, 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 really good. So I would strongly recommend that once again. And then the best thing that you can find on Amazon are these sheets. It will cost you about $20. And those are great. If you know these sheets here, so you have 6 pages times 3, so 18 pages in total. And if you notice, I believe you'll pass your exam. If you know this, and you can do the PBQs. So you're gonna have a few PBQs. I think I had like 6 PBQs for my exam, and they were not that easy, honestly. So I took when I finished my exam, I had less than a minute left. So I suggest going quickly through the regular multiple choice questions, because you got to take your time to do the PBQs, and what I recommend doing is flag the PBQs and then come back to them at the end of your exam and go through them at the very end. First, get the multiple choice questions done. That's what I would recommend. And also, by the way, Andrew Ramdale that you see here, right here, has a video where he links a guide, a completely free guide. So if you don't want to buy anything, you can also get this, and it's very, very good. I read this. I read this in depth, and it's very, very good, especially for the IP classes and all the definitions, and it's very well explained, and it's really excellent as well. So I highly recommend that. But if you can get Andrew Ramdale, so you just print out Andrew Ramdale's course, you get Professor Messer's notes, and then especially these. I really strongly recommend these from Amazon, and I'll link all that in the description so that you don't have to look around where to get them. Otherwise, that's about it. That was a very enjoyable exam, like I said. And what I strongly recommend, and I'll make another video about that, is once you're done with Network Plus, Don't move on right away from networking, even if you don't want to go too far networking. I recommend doing the Cisco CCST. This is a new Cisco exam that they released last year, and that's a little bit like Network Plus, but it goes more in depth in some areas and less in depth in some areas. But the areas it goes more in depth to, it's really more in depth, and it explains concepts that you learn from Network Plus, but you don't really understand. You study them, you understand a little bit, but when you do the free Cisco Networking Academy course that prepares you for the CCST, you really understand exactly how things work and why they work the way they work. So I'm not finished with this class yet, but I'm halfway through, and it's highly recommended in my opinion. And this is also a lifetime exam. So yeah, don't jump right away into some of the thing. Do that first. In a couple of weeks, you can bang it, I would say, and you have really good networking fundamental knowledge, I would say, that can take you to cybersecurity. That's where you want to go. And I think that will be useful. So there it is. Those are my takes for the Network Plus certifications. Very enjoyable. Highly recommend doing it. Even if you're not, if you don't need it for WGU, if you're just an IT professional, I think everybody should do the Network Plus, because you always need to understand what's going on the network for so many reasons, whether it be at home, whether it be at work, or whether you need it for cybersecurity or cloud computing or whatever. You might not need to go to a Cisco CCNA level, because that will take you months to get, but at least getting Network Plus to understand the fundamentals, which is what this certification is about, is the fundamentals. How to set up a small network and troubleshoot it, basically. By the way, I will give you, I hope you're still watching this video if you're going to do Network Plus, because I will give you a quick hint, is know what a jumbo frame is, know what its length is, minimum, maximum length, and know what advantage it has to activate jumbo frames. By the way, when I mean minimum and maximum lengths is for the regular Ethernet frame, and I know as from what starts the jumbo frame, what's the use for it, and also what can it break when you receive a jumbo frame and you're not set up for it. So that's been very important in my exam. So just make sure to understand that concept. Just a quick hint, because if you don't know what the size of Ethernet frames are and what jumbo frames are, and you're gonna have a problem. You're gonna lose a lot of points, most likely. So there it is. That's my my quick hint for the exam, and I hope you guys pass your exam, and let me know in the comments if you passed it. I hope you all do, and see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.